Drama over a dog. These two women fought over a stolen puppy they both claimed they owned.
It's a race heard round the country. Georgia's 6th congressional district is a seat up for grabs today in the most expensive House election in history.
It's a must-do for drivers. The DOT is considering making changes to I-380, and people are hoping for more lanes.
You're watching KCRG TV 9. Now, from your 24-hour news source, this is KCRG TV 9 News at 5.
This is my dog. My dog. No, it's not. It's not.
A wrestling match of sorts over a stolen puppy. This is a confrontation between two women over a missing dog. Someone stole that puppy from a Cedar Rapids yard Monday morning.
The owner then spotted the puppy on the street with another person today, but not the person who stole the dog. KCRG TV 9's Phil Reed was there when all this happened. And Phil, this is really quite a story.
It really is, Bruce and Beth. Now, that stolen puppy Tyson is back home tonight. Construction workers said they saw two men take the 5-month-old pit bull from the owner's yard in Cedar Rapids Monday. Today, the owner got a tip on where the dog might be, and we were there when the puppy pandemonium played out.
Oh my God, he's trying to take it from me. No. How do you think I feel? Somebody took it from me. I've had him for 5 months.
Destiny Stucker, the woman in the red shirt here, spotted her stolen puppy and confronted the woman who had it.
Can you let my dog go, man? No, it's my dog.
The two started tugging at the dog when the lady refused to give it back.
I didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want to touch her. I don't want to be the bad guy, but it's stolen property, and I didn't want to lose him again.
I just saw him yesterday. My dog.
The woman with the puppy says she bought it from two men Monday for $150. The same day Stucker reported her dog missing.
I understand she bought him from somebody, but it wasn't theirs to sell.
After about 15 minutes of struggling, police showed up and confirmed the puppy was Tyson.
The guy was the same one I had just talked to less than an hour before at PetSmart about a surveillance video of the same girl with my dog getting tags.
No, they were just walking.
The woman told police she didn't know the men who sold her the stolen pup.
Tice.
Once Stucker got the dog back,
reward for finding the dog,
she paid back the woman's $150.
It wasn't her fault the dog was stolen. She was innocent, and I'm not mad at her. I just wanted my dog.
And she says she won't let Tyson out of her sight again.
They're not going out of my view in this yard ever again. They're not going in the front yard without supervision.
The lady who bought the dog is not facing any criminal charges. Police are looking for the dog nappers and reminding people to get their dogs microchipped. Tonight at 6, hear from them about how often dog thefts happen in Cedar Rapids. Bruce and Beth.
Wow, thank you, Phil. And turning to weather with meteorologist Joe Winters joining us live from the ever-popular balloon glow in Cedar Rapids.
And Joe, are conditions right for those hot air balloons to lift off tonight?
At this moment, the winds are just a little bit strong, so we'll certainly keep our eye on that. As far as coming out to the event, the weather should cooperate. The good news is, as that sun gets lower in the sky, we head towards sunset, we are expecting those winds to diminish, and that's exactly what those balloons need tonight. Take a look at pinpoint Doppler radar, where we do find some scattered showers that develop just off to the south and east. In fact, across areas of Clinton County, a few scattered showers moving into areas of Illinois. That activity certainly staying away from the TV9 viewing area, and expected to stay away as we head through the evening hours. That means quiet conditions are in place and very comfortable conditions as well. We had a front come through, switch those winds around toward the north and west, and right now you see on our Cedar Rapids City Cam some beautiful blue skies and a current temperature of 85 degrees. That north wind now at 13. If you're headed out across eastern Iowa, here's our current readings. The low 70s in the north, still 91 in Washington, waiting for that front to move through, but that front does push across the area. It will be dry in the eastern Iowa, and as you see, clearing skies, lighter winds later tonight. Temperatures down in the 70s by 7, 8, and 9 o'clock. Again, we're live here at Bruce Moore for Balloon Glow. It's the 28th annual Balloon Glow, and we'll take a look at what the winds are doing a little while right here at Bruce Moore when we return. Bruce and Beth.
Thank you, Joe. The military in Brussels, Belgium, has shot a suspect after a small explosion at a busy train station. So far, no one has reported any injuries other than the man who was shot, the suspect, and the damage of that explosion was limited. It's not clear if the suspect survived. Officials say the suspect was wearing what appeared to be an explosive belt. Brussels police said through Twitter that the situation is under control.
In a TV9 update today, investigators say a fire in a University of Iowa building was accidental and damage ended up being 3 times the original estimate. They say the cause of the fire at the Bowen Science Building was probably an idle electrical extension cord. The fire started in a lab on June 11th. No one was hurt, but it caused about $1.5 million damage. The original estimate was $500,000, and the new estimate covered just the building and does not include damage to lab equipment and other supplies.
Iowa's last health care insurer to sell individual policies through the Affordable Care Act wants a 43.5% increase in premium rates. Medica says the increase is necessary to stay in the state next year. Yesterday, the company said it would likely stay in Iowa in the marketplace if a change in federal subsidies happens. Last week, the state insurance commissioner asked to shift some subsidies from older Iowans to younger ones. Medica will reevaluate its decision in September.
This week, Senate Republicans plan to make public their version of a new health care plan, and they hope to pass the bill before they go on recess for the 4th of July. Now, last night, Democrats pulled an all-nighter on the Senate floor protesting the GOP tactics to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. They say Republicans have been writing their bill in secret. The House version narrowly passed last month. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Republicans could release a draft of their bill by Thursday. Then it would still need a review by the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. The White House might be close to changing its communication staff. Today, Press Secretary Sean Spicer responded to a question about him taking on a different role.
It's no secret we've had a couple vacancies, including our communications director that's gone for a while. We've been seeking input from individuals as far as ideas that they have.
One source says Spicer might oversee the entire communications operation. That would mean he'd get a new job. Someone else would replace him as press secretary. Spicer told reporters today if the White House has any sort of announcement, it'll make it.
The most expensive House race in history is coming to an end tonight. Georgia voters are deciding today who fills its 6th congressional district seat. In today's runoff election, people can choose between Democrat Jon Ossoff and Republican Karen Handel. This race has attracted thousands of dollars because it's seen as a referendum on President Trump. See, this area is traditionally very Republican. Mitt Romney carried the district by 23 points back in 2012. But President Trump only won that district by 1.5 points.
What I hear on the campaign trail, it is not about the national implications. It's about who is best suited to represent them in Washington.
What I think is clear is that there's unprecedented intensity and interest by volunteers and voters alike here in the 6th District. Today is the day for folks to make their voices heard.
There have been a couple of voting issues, but final results should be in by 10 o'clock Iowa time. Tom Price, by the way, left that seat open because President Trump tapped him to be the Health and Human Services Secretary.
And President Trump will be in Cedar Rapids tomorrow. He'll arrive in the late afternoon and make a stop initially at Kirkwood Community College before speaking at a downtown rally. That event at the U.S. Cellular Center begins at 7 p.m. tomorrow. You do have to register if you want to be there. You can do that online at DonaldJTrump.com. Tomorrow's events make up for the trip that he canceled on June 1st because of scheduling conflicts. And here's a schedule of our coverage planned for tomorrow. We'll be live streaming the landing of Air Force One on Facebook and on KCRG.com, and also his event at Kirkwood and his rally at the U.S. Cellular Center. You can also see the Kirkwood and Cellular Center events in full on KCRG 9.2. The Iowa Department of Transportation is considering improvements on I-380 between Cedar Rapids and Iowa City.
The DOT is conducting a study about current conditions and how to improve them. KCRG TV9's Ethan Fickout talked to drivers on 380.
Driving on I-380 can be a real bear. That's the general consensus of drivers who say traffic flow must improve.
During peak rush hour times, it's a war zone.
Yeah, it's a lot of merging and honking, and it just gets really crazy out there.
The most popular idea? Add a third lane.
It would seem like another lane for traffic would probably help it a little bit.
The DOT says they are considering that along with other options, such as rapid bus, a park and ride for commuters, and considering automated vehicles in the future. Some say while those are good ideas, most of the problems are with the drivers themselves.
They're going in the upper 70s, 80. You're getting, if you drove the limit, you'd get blown off the road.
It's just kind of an uncomfortable situation when someone's getting mad at you or honking at you on the road and you didn't really do anything.
In the meantime, some are taking alternative routes.
Highway 965 can get you there pretty well, yeah.
I get off there and go on that just to go a little slower and not be in as much traffic.
Less traffic, less stress. Ethan Fickout, KCRG TV9 News.
The DOT survey is online and open to the public for input. The link can be found with this story on kcrg.com.
The Iowa Supreme Court issues a ruling regarding how the state's new gun law applies to courthouses.
In just a few minutes, we'll light off this firework and give you some safety tips, too, after 3 homes caught fire in Cedar Rapids from fireworks usage.
In less than 1 hour, the Pork Tornadoes take the stage here at Balloon Glow on the Bruce Moore lawn. Coming up, we'll give you a rundown of all the evening activities and take a look at our weather forecast live from Bruce Moore next. Keep it here on TV9.